Hey YouTube, if you saw my last video, I got up to 28-15, and then this is what happened. So I had Scizor, uh, Scizor Corsola the Zoom Roll, 2015, lost like 2-3, 2-3, went down to like 2800, just below 2800. Then put in Blastoise Gastrodon and started off very well with that 28, got to 2840, and then dropped right back down like a couple like 3-7, like 3-7 sets here, like 2-1-4, 2-3. Back down to like 2760, and then I kept the Gastrodon and I put in TOGEKISS to have a little better coverage. And now I won a bit, and then the last set was a 2-3 to donk me back down to 2788. So that's where I am. Overall, same idea. Scizor is only weak to fire. You need to cover that weakness. That is where Gastrodon comes in. Using TOGEKISS as the safe swap, you'll see sometimes I actually do use Gastrodon as the safe swap, just banking on there not being pretty much any grass in the meta. That's a little risky, but you can kind of do it sometimes. Let me actually start at the beginning there. Okay, Feraligatr, pretty bad lead, right? They get to the Hydros just as fast as you get to the Night Slashes, but Bullet Punch is resisted. So that is why I'm coming in with TOGEKISS. They will throw the Hydro. I don't want to take a Hydro, so I will shield. Unlike the other team that I used, I did mention the other team that I was mostly just saving shield for Scizor and letting a Zoomerol and Corsola just take the moves. This one, truly just shielding what I think is the best play, potential win con there. So grab one shield from Blastoise. They are at a move. That's okay. Hydro probably does take me out from this range. I assume I'll come and Mud Slap down. Yeah, rollout is resisted. Hydro will chip, but having played this matchup in reverse, I know it's like 35-40%. So definitely can live that. Rollout's resisted. They do get to another one. I'm pretty sure I was mad at this. One of these, it was either this one or another one where like they should not gotten to a move, but I got like one turn denied and I didn't get the Mud Slap through or like another move through. So just chip it there, knowing I'm gonna have to maybe get to a move here. They do get to a move, so I have to shield. And at this point, it's in the yellow. Yes, it's resisted, but pretty attack heavy. I'm going to commit to the farm down. It's basically my only win con is to come out with the energy here. And I do take it down, which is huge. Gligar in the back. And because I farmed like 8 or 9 plus the beginning, I'm already at I'm 1 away from 3 moves. I feel like they maybe should have been at the move, but I think maybe they're still running Aerial Ace Dig, and Aerial Ace got nerfed, so it's not 10 anymore. It's like 12 or something. So with that and with that energy that I farmed down, I do get to 3 Night Slashes to take that out and take that matchup. Mirror match here. Yeah, unfortunately with a... Is this my Scizor's IV? 0814? I am losing CMP on this one. I thought my name was like 4-5. Was the 0 someone else's that I just copied? I forget. Anyways, lose CMP either way. So this one's kind of a weird one. It's like, could I catch? Yes. Could I catch on TOGEKISS? Yes, but then the Bullet Punch would be super effective, and then otherwise I'm just catching in the neutral Gastrodon and then giving up Switch, which I don't think that works either. So, when you're going to lose CMP, you have the option to catch, and it's a pretty easy catch because your opponent will almost always have to just throw right when they get to it. Because if they don't throw and you do throw, you're going to take them out. So option 1, catch on TOGEKISS, resisted move, then have to take a couple super effective Bullet Punches. 2, catch on Gastrodon, but then it's fine. You could just get chipped and then you'll just lose Switch. So I figured it's just worth letting it go there. And in the back is a Gastrodon of their own. As you can see, the Bullet Punches do add up pretty quick there. They got 2 Bullet Punches through and already took me to like the just over 50% health. So get the 1 off and have another move coming. I think they mistimed that because I felt like I got at least 1 extra peck in, or at least half an extra peck in that I maybe should not have. I can't get a half an extra peck. So get the Aura Sphere off, and with that, get to the next Aura Sphere to take them out. So TOGEKISS, obviously, with that peck from this getting access this season, really strong with being able to knock out these Aura Spheres. Clodsire, neutral-ish lead. You know, Bullet Punch is neutral. All your moves are neutral. Poison, Sting is resisted, but, you know, an Earthquake or Stone Edge basically one-shots Scizor. So while you are able to do a lot of damage here, you're going to have to shield up any charge move. And if you shield up a charge move correctly, you are in a very good spot. And they do go Stone Edge, so I'm going to easily take that out. And they come in Blastoise, just going with the Night Slash, hoping that they shield this, and then may catch on Gastrodon. One and catch here. Yeah, I was going to see if I boost. I did not, but make the catch on Gastrodon. It's still neutral, but I'd rather take it here than the Scizor. And I've already showcased with the rollouts being resisted, they're going to need multiple Hydros, like 3. But they could just go Skull Bash. So I'm just going to spam these Body Slams just in case they do. They will get to a charge move. Won't be enough to take me out. Close though. And they come in with Clodsire, but I do manage to get to another move here. This will chip them just low enough, and I'm just going to snipe them. I don't want them to get like an extra little bit, just in case they do then just get to a charge move. I'd rather just take them out. It is Fearow in the back, and luckily with a shield advantage, I will take that. Actually, not shield advantage, energy advantage. I will take that. We both have one shield. They're at a charge move. I'm close to a move. I assume I shield and take this out. Although I could let it go. Yeah, okay. I do have a full health Togekiss. And I think what I was worried about when I let that go is I was worried that they were going to come, like, snipe me. So they would, like, get to a move here, and then they would have come and snipe with the Blastoise. I just didn't know how much energy it had. So I was like, oh, I'd rather just get ahead on energy on Togekiss. Take out the Blastoise, and now I will outpace here because I had a little bit of extra energy. And I'll take out the Fearow. I've seen so many Fearows. Like so many. You can even replace Togekiss with Fearow on this team if you really want. It's just, it was everywhere. Case in point. But this is good for me. Those Bullet Punches really adding up, and you win CMP. So it's a great combo here. They do shield. I'm going to shield, and again, I'll throw Night Slash right as soon as I get to it. If they want to double shield, or if they want to, okay, yeah, they get out immediately. That makes sense too. Kind of a tricky one here. So what you're going to see here is, let me just actually pause it to explain what's happening. Because this is what happens when you hesitate, and then you have to figure out what you want to do. Scizor Mirror Match. Togekiss would take Super Effective from Bullet Punch. Gastrodon would resist Bullet Punch, but then take double Super Effective from the Trailblaze. So by the time I figured out like what I want to do, there are already 3 or 4 Bullet Punches in, which means it's too late to do anything. So just stay in that matchup. Basically, as soon as I got the charge move off and they shield, I kind of recognized what I wanted to do, and it was let them take me down, come in with Togekiss where all the moves are resisted. Hopefully they throw one of them, and then get into Gastrodon. You'll probably have to shield one on Gastrodon, one Trailblaze, but then you'll be able to take it out. Whereas if you came to Gastrodon right away now, they probably have 2, so that wouldn't work. If you came in before, they would just outpace you 2 and didn't have enough things. So came in Togekiss. Here comes the first move, just wanting them to dump some energy. It is Trailblaze. I'm now not going to let them do double boosted on that. They do get to a move. I don't have to respect it. But these are the decisions you need to make if you like are too slow on the switch here. Fearow comes in, but I able to get to the Water Pulse in the 9 that I only needed left. And it is enough to take out. So that's huge. Scizor dumps its energy, so it won't have enough, and it'll be Mudslap down before. So it all comes down to what's in the back, and it is a Diggersby. So they are getting to a move. I'll get to 1 Water Pulse. I believe I'll live a Scorching Sands. But instead of throwing that, because my attack looks like it fell, just going straight into Togekiss, because I felt like if I landed this, then I could get to just a Body Slam to take this out. So I landed it. I don't even know if a Fire Punch takes me out from this range, quite honestly. And it does not. And I have the move. They catch on the Scizor, so nice catch. But I do have energy. I'm still switch locked, so I can't go anywhere. And I end up pegging them down as they quick attack me down. Gastrodon, I've done this multiple ways. So way number 1, you stay in here. I baited Trailblaze. I baited the Trailblaze both times. I went Night Slash. I went against Gastrodon twice. One time, this one, they did not shield. Another time, they did. So it is what it is there. A third time, Gastrodon was on the lead. I actually swapped into Togekiss right away. And it is a Corviknight here. I really thought this matchup was better. I think they maybe boost, and that's why it wasn't as strong here. But Sand Attack's resisted, Payback's resisted. They can only go Air Cutter, which is generally not a good move. You have P.E.K.K.A is resisted, but Aura Sphere is neutral, and it hits way harder. So I thought this was a pretty good matchup. There's the first Air Cutter. Nope, they don't even boost. It only takes 3 Air Cutters to take out, and I guess it does take 2 Aura Spheres plus a crap ton of P.E.K.K.A to take out. So while I am close to a third Aura Sphere and probably could throw it, I think I can get this taken out before they get to me. No, I cannot, which means I'm going to have to drop some energy. Sorry, drop a shield, which is okay. I have a lot of energy, so I think it's worth it. They do get the attack boost. Not that it matters. Sand Attack is resisted. I have 2 moves here. So pretty much going to throw Aura Sphere blind. And I wish I did throw blind. Because if I did, I would have got both moves off. But unfortunately, I went for 1 fast move. And that allowed them to get to, I think, 2 fast moves to take me out. And now, with some energy, I need to play the Trailblaze or Night Slash game. And I bet it was Trailblaze. It was Night Slash. They're now going to get to a Trailblaze. And I'll go down here. So kind of a tricky one when you're in those scenarios like that. Wigglytuff, obviously a fantastic lead. They're going to have to get out. And they get out into Corviknight. Having just played out that Togekiss matchup and recognizing how close it was, going to chip first. And I was hoping that the chip did enough that it then put it within Aura Sphere range. Air Cutter comes through, no boost, but they're at like 50%, which means it's not going to take it out here. It'll put it low, but again, not low enough that I can actually take it out here before they get to another move, and maybe a third move. It's going to be a little close here. Yeah, unfortunately, a third move as well. I could live this third move. And they do attack boost there, but not enough to take me out. But it is pretty damn close. Neutral Aura Sphere. Switch timer's already synced, or like done, because I've got off like 4 moves there. So I can go instant swap here. They have their own Gastrodon in the back. So, I mean, it's good that I can align the Scizor on Wiggly. But now with an energy advantage, it becomes kind of a tricky matchup because these Mud Slaps are adding up. You need to land a Water Pulse because Body Slams are not enough to take out here. Because they were going to get to a move here, I just thought, let's just CMP them. Winning because I have not great IVs on my Gastrodon. I thought like maybe if I could chip to that, I can maybe just Night Slash quickly down. And they do Water Pulse take me out. But then I'm like, okay, let's take this out before the Wiggly comes in. And do grab that last shield, which actually comes in pretty clutch here, because as you're going to see, I'm going to have to shield a Body Slam. It's going to put me pretty low if I don't. The Wiggly is already pretty low in itself, and I get to Night Slash. I was actually surprised I got to Night Slash. Maybe not, though, because the damage came from the Aura Sphere. It did not come from the them being in and taking moves. It came from the Aura Sphere, so it was just a one-in dip sort of thing. Another tough one. Stunfisk. Bullet Punch is resisted. Togekiss. Obviously, Gastrodon is an amazing answer, but I feel like they have an answer for Gastrodon. If you're running a Galarian, if you're running a Stunfisk, you probably have an answer for Gastrodon in the back. Togekiss is going to get killed by an electric, so I just have to kind of stay in this matchup. I do get 1 Trailblaze off. I did shield up 1, and as you're going to see here, I do live and get to 1 more Trailblaze. So I'm able to grab 2v1 shields here, which I think is sort of the best case scenario for what is an otherwise bad matchup. But they will shield and take me down. Coming in with the Gastrodon immediately, they do instant swap into Dugong. And hell, right now, Togekiss has nowhere to go. So can't come into Togekiss here. I just need to kind of chip. I can definitely take charge moves here. I need to, it's kind of a weird situation because I need to take this low enough. I don't want to come in now because then just super effective moves, and I'm going to have to shield up a super effective charge move that will lower my attack. So I'm basically staying in, spamming, hoping that I can take it low enough that I can just peck it out and not have to burn the slash shield, because if they get an icy wind, they're going to lower my attack and I can't reset it. So unfortunately, you can see I'm not going to make it, so I have to throw just as we're getting to the charge moves here for both of us. So I'm going to have to dump some energy, which I don't love doing, but kind of had to. Stunfisk comes in, have to respect the discharge, need to get this out of here. But now, now I'm down shields. I'm already at 50%, and there is another freaking Fearow. And unfortunately, it's glassy, but full health will live. And obviously, I will just get taken out here because it's just a spammy. So, I didn't have a lot of places to go with Togekiss, which kind of killed me there. Talonflame, obviously a brutal lead, so we'll go straight Togekiss. Timing here is a very tricky one. So, the ideal, if you are in with Togekiss, the ideal timing is throw 7 pecks, because that will be 14 turns worth of moves, and the Talonflame is Incinerate, which will be 3 times 5 is 15 turns, so you minimize their energy. The problem is, it takes 1 turn to come in from the lead. So if I threw there, and they did not throw, they would have got a full Incinerate through. So you have 2 options. You throw it on 12, so 6 pecks is 12, plus the 1 turn to come in is 13, so that's 13 versus 15, not bad. Or you do what I did, is just go for the extra peck, and I get the extra peck, but you're going to have to shield the charge move. So that's what I thought would be the best play in the moment. And if they stay in, then I can go 2 in a Psyshock, but they get out into Ferret, which is kind of crazy. But then I kind of you're definitely just sacrificing this. So I probably should have farmed up a little more than that. But I didn't want to take a Swift, but they just let it go, and now they come in Talonflame. I'm like, okay, this makes sense. They just want to use the shield and Talonflame and ramp up here. So they're going to have a ton of energy. I do grab 1 shield back, and more importantly, I do get the Gastrodon alignment. I assume it's running Fly. I don't think there was a point of running Brave Bird on Shadow, so I think it's just Fly and Flame Charge. Unfortunately, they are back-to-back, and I was worried that if I came in with the Scizor, if I let that go, I'd be taken out. If I came with the Scizor, I worried that the Bullet Punch would not take them out before the Incinerate registers, and then 1 Shadow Incinerate to a Shadow Scizor would do 80%. So I had to shield, but then, as you can see in the back matchup here, they have a Gastrodon. I went over how strong Gastrodon is the other day, and I can't get out of it. Meanwhile, this is a great lead for me. They're going to get out. They get out into a Ferret, so just an immediate answer here. This is more alignment that I like to see here. So they get to their first Swift. Not enough. Sucker Punch is resisted. I'm going to farm up a little bit here. Get to the super effective Aura Sphere. Does not quite take out. 1 more peck to take it out. They will come in with their own Togekiss. Now, I think I stay in for a bit here. And then I think I don't get farmed down, or do I get farmed down? I just don't want Gastrodon in this, but also I don't want to just, okay, I do get farmed down. Bullet Punch does not go through, which is annoying, very annoying, because that should have gone through and registered, and then I could have taken it out 1 more. It is a Toedscruel in the back, which is very tough, and Gastrodon doesn't want to see that either. So between the Flyer and the Toedscruel, Gastrodon just has nowhere to go here. Do get to 1 move, deciding to shield this charge move, because I feel like Gastrodon's just in trouble here. Otherwise, I guess I could have came in because they did just jump energy. But I think in the moment I was just like, oh, I can do this and take it out here. And that's exactly what does happen, which would help. I think with the shield advantage, maybe I could have actually, because they did dump a wrap, I think I could have just saved the shield for Gastrodon and shielded up a charge move and got off a neutral Water Pulse. I think either way works. Another good lead with Togekiss. Dedenne comes in. Again, a great answer here. I believe I shield, and I think it's because I was worried that they, with the mud slaps down, I didn't know if they would get to 2 play roughs. I didn't want to play like a bait game. So ended up shielding 1. Kept alignment with the Scizor, but I don't want what I don't want is the Scizor to come into like a super loaded. Plus I'm also reading like maybe something else weak to ground in the back. So that's part of the reason. I'm like, you know, you really don't want to come in with an electric Pokemon like Dedenne unless you have like a second electric or a second thing weak to ground, like a Morpeko. In this case, it is a Empoleon. So we take that because Empoleon would have a really nice matchup against Togekiss. Hydro does take me out. Time to come in and start slapping here. So the slaps are adding up. You should live 1 Hydro. I'm just hoping to get to the move and Body Slam. Even though it's resisted, I don't really care. Unfortunately, they do get the second move off, which means they're now going to get to a charge move. Sorry, the second fast move to take me out. So they get to a charge move. And luckily they came in with Togekiss. Do not have energy. Now I have an Aura Sphere, so I'll win that matchup. So back and forth with this Elo here. Now I'm glad I'm in experts. I like Scizor. I used it a ton. Obviously, if you were around this channel last season, I used it probably like 20 plus teams last season. This is maybe the first or like the last 2 videos. Maybe I used it like once earlier in the season, but I have not been using it much. I've been trying to, not different things, but just other Pokemon that I think are strong in the meta. And now we got to figure out what else to do here. So I'll figure out what other teams I want to test out. Yeah, I mean, like I said, feel free to comment below if you want to see me run a team. I'm open to suggestions. Otherwise, we'll keep it going and see how we go from here. I don't know when this is going up. I don't think it's worth making a video. I think this may be going up like Friday or Saturday. Just an FYI, it is Go Battle weekend. So you get 100 battles Saturday and Sunday, plus like a not research task, but like tasks to get extra sort of goodies. So hope you feel like grinding this weekend because that is on. I mean, you don't have to grind, but it's an opportunity to get a lot of dust and potentially push your elo. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.